You're listening to the Spend 10K a Day podcast, brought to you by the performance marketing experts at Mute 6. This is your source for cutting-edge insight into the world of online advertising from the team with more Facebook case studies in 2016 than any other agency on the planet. Here are your hosts, Steve Wise and Stuart Anderson.
Welcome back to the Spend 10K a Day podcast. I'm Stuart Anderson. With me, Steve Weiss. Steve, tell me a little bit about today's topic, Facebook Delivery Insights.
Yeah, so Facebook Delivery Insights is a tool that Facebook released about 6 months ago to cure the pain point of many online advertisers who want to understand why there's a downtick in their Facebook ads, why is delivery being hampered, how their ad sets are comparing to other ad sets. This is Facebook's solution to really understand how your ads are functioning during the auction. It's a really interesting tool. I know we've been using it a lot just to analyze our ads. Some of the really cool features that I like about the Facebook New Delivery Insights tool is what we call the number one, I love the auction overlap tool. So what Facebook does, it actually shows you if your ad sets are overlapping between other ad sets. So what happens when your ad sets actually overlap between other ad sets is Facebook will actually turn off that specific ad set when it comes to bidding for that particular audience and actually go with the one audience that's converting better. So if you have a lot of audience overlap between different ad sets, your reach is going to be hampered a lot because Facebook is automatically turning on and off audiences based on the overlap.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the real value is having somewhere to look when I'm thinking, crap, like what the heck is going on with my campaigns? Like, why is this not working? Why is this not delivering? Now you get some insight into kind of what's going on.
Yep, and also you can see the audience saturation, which is another really cool tool. So you can see your first ad impression rate inside of your audiences. So what I always want to understand is how many of the people that I'm targeting is this their first ad impression of viewing a particular ad, or what percentage of these people, beyond just looking at a frequency, what is the average percentage of people that have seen my ad in a particular audience set? So you can actually see the delivery insights into that as well, which I think is really, really important because then you can really kind of use that as a predictive model to predict when your ad set is going to stop converting.
Yeah, it's super, super valuable. So, Steve, talk to me a little bit about, we talked a little bit about how we're using it at the agency. What are your recommendations for maybe somebody who is not a super advanced Facebook marketer? How are they going to best utilize this tool? Where should they be looking? What's the most important information they should look to get out of this?
You always want to focus most of your marketing campaigns 99% of the time on generating new user acquisition. So you really want to be very observant and very keen on what percentage of your ads are reaching new audience members. So I think the biggest value that you can use Delivery Insights tool is to see, from a deeper frequency perspective, how much you're reaching new people. What is your first impression rate? Just looking at the data on how people are react, how much new audiences are you're targeting, and just really understand how inside of those specific audiences, how many of these people are new people. Really, really owning in on that because I think most of the partners that we work with rely on us for new customer acquisition. So I'm always trying to figure out how to leverage Delivery Insights to better give us the unfair advantage to acquire new users at scale.
Yeah, I think another thing that's pretty valuable if you're more on, I don't want to say the beginner side, but you're just getting started with Facebook ads all the way up to maybe intermediate. Looking at this data, especially if you spend a little bit of money, you start to understand kind of how delivery really works. I mean, obviously that's the whole point of something called Delivery Insights, but when you learn about how delivery works on the platform through the auction, using the algorithm, you start to get an understanding of, okay, this is how this is all working. Now I know kind of like what levers are being pushed and pulled. It gives you better insight, not only just through pure data about like what's working on a specific campaign, it gives you better like planning abilities. You understand the process better.
The auction is a very complicated animal. I mean, Facebook made the auction have unlimited variables, and really, there's nothing that's similar. I always say that how your campaigns reacted 3 to 6 months ago, the historical significance really has no historical significance on what the future holds, and that's both the cool part about Facebook as well as the scary part about Facebook is the auction is an animal that is very hard to conquer, and you really have to focus on the core. You really have to focus on your core message. That's the key. If you try and game the auction, you're not gonna win on Facebook. But having a basic understanding of the auction will allow you to have an increased amount of success and really build on that.
Yeah, no, I mean it makes a lot of sense. Steve, any kind of lasting thoughts for delivery insights and how people should use them? I mean, it's a pretty straightforward tool in terms of the value it can provide.
I think you need 500 plus impressions on a particular ad set. I just think it's based on impressions, but usually it pops up on the ad set level, so you can click on it. It's just another tool in your toolkit, obviously. Beyond just optimizing your website funnel, optimizing your audience segmentation, just really seeing how the auction is actually delivering your ad, I think is key to really understanding how users are reacting to your ad. So in essence, building a custom experience for that user. So I think it's just a tool in the toolbox, but it's something that we're really starting to leverage and starting to really own in on.
Yeah, sounds great. Anything else?
That'll be it.
Well, this has been another episode of the Spend 10K a Day podcast. Today's episode, of course, is about Facebook Delivery Insights, a great tool for you to use to better understand what's going on in your campaigns and how your ads are being delivered. We're going to be back again soon with more great content. We'll see you very shortly.